After I get out of the restroom, this is when things start getting weird. People are kicking the snakes. All of a sudden there's 2 snakes, 3 snakes, 4 snakes, 5 snakes, and we don't even know where these are coming from. The co-pilot makes another announcement saying there's someone on the plane that isn't supposed to be on the plane. People are like, oh my god, like what the heck, like are we about to die? And I honestly thought we were. What's up guys, it's your girl Mia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This story time was highly requested on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is @MiaFinney, and a lot of you guys wanted to know what happened. So last weekend my mom and I flew out to Chicago to see my cousin get married. It was my first wedding and it was so cute. I got to see my grandma, my cousins. Love my grandma, she's so precious. And the weather in Chicago was such a huge change. Like here it's like really hot, it's like 80 degrees, but it was also like a nice change because like when it gets hot here, it's just like I like the cold. And it's easier to dress nicer in the cold, and that's on periods, that's tea. It felt like a mini vacation being away there, and it was really fun. So the first day we went there, we had a party on Friday, the wedding was on Saturday, and then the reception was so fun, so cute seeing my cousin get married. And I actually shed a tear, like low-key, like I went soft. Sunday came around and it was time to leave. So my cousin drove my brother and I and my mom to the airport. It was really coincidental because my brother, his plane was taking off around the same time our plane was taking off, even though he was going to Arizona and we were going to California. So we arrived at the airport about like 2 hours early because my mom likes to arrive there super duper early, so we're never late. My mom has this saying and she says, I don't burn no chicken and I don't miss no planes. I'll never miss a plane with her. We checked our bags at the SkyCap and then we went into the airport to, you know, go through security. There was a bit of a line, but everything was still moving. One of the 3 lines was shut down, and so people from the second line had to join the people from the 3rd line, and so it became 2 lines. How convenient. And so while the lines were converging, I saw the line next to us, there were these 3 people. I can't really explain like their look, but they had this look about them that seemed so different from everybody else. The guys are wearing like dark clothes and the girl was wearing like some bright clothes. I can't really remember the color. It was like a pink, reddish like top. What they were wearing was very basic, but like also they just looked weird. Sus. And they kind of had a lot of bags, like low-key. Usually when you go through security you have like 1 or 2 bags, you know, like a bag for like the overhead bin and like a bag just like a carry-on. So I was just kind of like watching them, watching the line, you know, paying attention to my surroundings as a good individual. It was so weird because once those people put their bags on the conveyor belt and it went through the scanner, the girl was like being really like seductive. She was just like it was so weird. Like it's like she was flirting with her eyes to the TSA guy who was supposed to be watching the screen, and I was like what's going, like it was so weird to see because everyone's like moving forward. I just see like over here this girl's like flirting with the TSA guy. Anyway, I got too caught up in the moment and the TSA guy literally had to call me like twice to go through the little what is it, the scanner. After my brother and my mom got through security, I wanted to tell them about this weird occurrence that I saw, but then my mom, she was like, okay, we need to go to the bathroom like right now before we get to our gate. So I was just like, okay, like I'll tell her later. After we went to the bathroom, you know, Chicago's known for their hot dogs. So we got some hot dogs, they were super duper good. I'm a plain gal, so I literally just get ketchup on my hot dog plus onions. Freaking love onions, grilled, sauteed, fried, any kind of onions, raw. The best. So after that, 3 of us just walked to our gate. It was really cool because our gate was literally only like 2 gates away from my brother's gate. So we sat together, we chilled, you know. And so it was about what, I don't even know. I forget when our flight was, but my brother had to leave to go to his gate because his flight was boarding in 50 minutes. So he left, we said bye, and it was just my mom and I. As soon as he got up, I saw the same people I saw in the security line next to us on the right side of me. I was sitting in front of my mom, so my mom's I'm here, and they were sitting over here. And so I was like, they're on our plane, I guess. Oddly enough, they didn't have those same bags anymore, which was kind of weird, kind of sus. So at that moment, I was like, oh, you know, I have time to tell my mom, once again, what I just saw. And literally, right when I'm about to tell her, the people at the desk say, oh, we're calling pre-board now. Please come up if you're pre-board. And we were pre-board. So we get up, we get in line, we're going through the little tunnel to go into the plane. We're the very first ones on the plane. My mom always lets me pick the seats because like, I'm a little kid, I always like to pick the seats, and I always love sitting next to the window. Like, I have to have a window seat. So I picked the row 7. I was born on the 7th, and so like, I don't know, that became my favorite number. So we always sit on the 7th row. I sit in the window seat and she sits in the middle. Everyone's getting situated, everyone's going into the plane. I see the 3 people go back past us. They sit like somewhere in the middle, I guess, I don't really know. Once we got into the air, they started my favorite part, the snacks. I freaking love their pretzels. Even though they don't serve you like real food, I still love it. Like, they serve you little drinks in a little cup, like sipping. I love the little snacks. I love the little things in life. After that, I was actually super duper tired. So I took a 40-minute nap, and after I woke up, I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. So there's 2 bathrooms on the plane. There's one in the front and there's one in the back. I get up and go to the one in the front because I'm in the 7th row and it's closer to the front, obviously. As I'm waiting in line, I hear like this banging like in the bathroom. So pretend this is the bathroom, and there was like a jolt. I was like what's going on? It wasn't that like noticeable, but like it was just like if someone were like knocking on something like this, you know, like. And after that, I was like, I'm just gonna go to the other side and use that restroom. After I get out of the restroom, this is when things start getting weird. I see people in the front of the plane where my seat is, and I hear like kind of like the co-pilot making an announcement. As he's making this announcement, people in the back near me started screaming. And I was like, why are people screaming? Like, what's going on? You'll never believe what was there. There was this snake literally about this big on the ground. I literally heard the sss. The flight attendants are rushing back to the people and trying to see what's going on. People are kicking the snake. Like, all of a sudden there's 2 snakes, 3 snakes, 4 snakes, 5 snakes, and we don't even know where these are coming from. And I jet down the aisle and I go back to my seat, and my mom is like, what's going on? I'm like, there's snakes back there. I don't know what to do. People are panicking, and it's just like this whole like chaotic thing. We find out that the pilot was attacked by a snake somehow. We have no idea how that happened, and so now the co-pilot has to take over. And the thing about this is that the co-pilot is very new. This is his first time being a co-pilot. Meanwhile, this chaotic stuff is happening in the back with the other flight attendants and the passengers. Another flight attendant comes up and is like, does anyone have any pilot skills by chance? And I'm just like what kind of question is that? We're like passengers on the plane, like I don't know. And so this kid in the front goes, and I'm like, what? Like, this kid, like, he literally looks like 17. And he's all like, I play flying game simulations. And then he says, oh, but I really want to be a pilot and I'm in training. The flight attendant takes him up and takes him into the cockpit with the co-pilot. The co-pilot makes another announcement saying there's someone on the plane that isn't supposed to be on the plane. And my first reaction is like, what's happening? This is not cool. Who's not supposed to be on the plane? My first thoughts that pop into my head are absolutely terrible, and you probably already know like what I was thinking. So at this point, people are like, oh my god, like what the heck, like are we about to die? And honestly thought we were. As that's happening, a bunch of oxygen masks literally like come down, and little bitty snakes start popping out of those. While this chaos was going on, I was checking for the 3 suspicious people that I saw earlier, and they were just kind of like, they didn't look scared or concerned, and they were sitting towards the rear end of the plane. So we're finally landing, and there are a bunch of ambulances right where we're supposed to let off to go to our gate. So the passengers that got bit first are the first ones to use the emergency exit out of the plane on the side, and everyone else is just kind of like sitting there and just like, oh my god, like we made it. I look at my mom and I'm like, we gave each other that look. People who were not bit and, you know, safe in good condition, we were able to get our bags from the plane and just kind of like leave. They said that we were gonna get more information at our baggage claim, so everyone who had a bag or like didn't even have a bag, we all went to the baggage claim to wait for the announcement. We get told that each passenger gets $2,000 in credit. It still doesn't make up for the fact that we could have gotten hurt, died possibly, but it's fine. We leave the airport and we take an Uber home. Next day later, we found out that there were these 3 people that were on the plane who weren't supposed to be on the plane, like the co-pilot said, and it were those 3 people that I saw in the airport. After I found that out, I decided to type up some stuff on Google and see what I can find about these people. So while I was typing everything up, the movie plot for Snakes on a Plane popped up.